already saw images with the Spyder4, and you can see that the housing of the Spyder is the same shape than the older Spyder3, but believe me, this is just the housing and the shape inside. Everything is new. Spyder is still calibrating TVs at the moment. The TV version is not available. Please be patient for, I think, another 6 weeks, maybe 8. So that's the reason why this is a bit flat in contrast here. What Spyder4 will do for you is calibrate your monitor, of course laptops as well, front projectors, and your iPad. But, and that's new, your iPhone as well. And here, just for your information, if you have a Spyder3, the Spyder Gallery app, which is available in the App Store, is backwards compatible to your Spyder3 sensor as well. So we did a lot of new things into the Spyder4 sensor. It has 7 sensors, very high stability, double shielded filters for longer life, and we improved the consistency, 26% increased accuracy. So we measured this with an average of different screens, of course, and the 26% is compared to the previous model, the Spyder3. Of course, we made the software more easy to use. It's really easier to use than before, and it's still an intuitive user interface. We have the 3 versions of Spyder, the Spyder3 Express, Spyder4 Express, Spyder4 Pro, and Spyder4 Elite. New is the new hardware. The sensor inside, nothing is like the old one, everything is new inside. We have the 7 sensors with the higher stability, I already told you this. It's a living calibration tool. What does it mean, a living calibration tool? We put a feature in which is called the monitor type adaptation. So this means the sensor, and if you install your software, we will ask you when you install the software if it's okay for you to share information about your monitor display type and the physics of your monitor with our server. So if you agree, then your Spyder software sends a lot of physical information to our server, and we can work with these information. So we can see how green is your green, and how blue is your blue, and how red is your red, and all the changings in the aging process of your monitor. So this will improve the calibration, or of course then the ICC profile in the end, a lot. And you saw it already, it's iPhone and iPad ready. You can download the Spyder Gallery app for your iPad or your iPhone from the App Store, of course. And then install the software on this device, on your mobile device. And in the Spyder Gallery, there is a tool to send you an email to your desktop computer. In this email, you will get a link to download something for your desktop computer or your laptop, of course. This tool, which has to be installed on your desktop or laptop computer, in this tool, this is the function to drive the Spyder on your main computer. So the Spyder Gallery app is free of charge, of course, and it calibrates iPads and iPhones, of course, and the capability with the Spyder3 users. Okay, so the Spyder is on your iPad, and the sensor has to be placed on this little outlined Spyder. So your iPad or your iPhone hasn't any USB port. Therefore, your Spyder is connected to your desktop computer. And the little app you downloaded will communicate with your iPad or your iPhone. So the software plays different color references, and your desktop computer sends the measured color back to your iPad or to your iPhone. And the Spyder Gallery app can calculate with the deviation of these both colors, the reference, the should be color, with a measured one, the difference. And this will be included in the correction curves. Once the calibration is done, your Spyder Gallery app will offer you to have a slideshow in your gallery and even your Facebook or Flickr galleries. On the lower right side, you can see that you are able to switch on or off the calibration. So you can display your image with the correction curve and without, of course. Let's get back to Spyder4 Express, Pro, and Elite. What is the difference between these three versions? And what is new in these versions? So first we have Spyder4 Express. This is made for workstations. So if you are a web designer, for example, so you don't need to print your work, but you have to rely on the color which is on your monitor, then Spyder4 Express is the correct tool for you. I assume that your color workflow then is sRGB normally, or Adobe RGB 1998. You already saw the 5 points which are listed here again because of they are included in all versions of Spyder4. The Spyder4 Express is the easiest to use. The reason is for your sRGB and Adobe RGB workflow, you have to calibrate to gamma 2.2 and 6500 Kelvin. So this is the fixed target in Spyder4 Express. So you don't need to choose that. Spyder4 Express will do this automatically. Also new is the gamut graph of your monitor, which will be displayed in the end of the calibration process. Once the profile is created and it's stored automatically in the correct folder, then you see this gamut graph. This red triangle here with the bubbles, with the green and the blue and the red bubble here, this is the gamut of your monitor display. So you can compare it with sRGB, with NTSC, and with Adobe RGB 1998. Here on top you will see the percentage cover of sRGB. So this is just 70% of sRGB, which is, by the way, quite normal for a laptop. Next Spyder is Spyder4 Pro. This is designed for users who want to print the images. If you're a photographer or a creative professional and you need to print with your own printer or with a printing service, then please use Spyder4 to calibrate your monitor. Here you see the 5 points, the known ones, and the 6th one is it calibrates multiple monitors, which means if you have connected a secondary screen on your monitor, you can calibrate it with Spyder4 Pro. Spyder4 Express is for one monitor system only. So included is, and this is a bit tricky to understand, I think, a site license, which means with all the Spyders, Spyder4 Express, Spyder4 Pro, and Spyder4 Elite, you can calibrate all your own computers and monitors, of course, on one location. So if you have 10 monitors, 10 computers, feel free, calibrate them all. The multiple monitor calibration means if you have a second monitor connected to your computer, then Spyder4 Pro will do this. And it has an ambient light sensor. You can see it here on the back of the Spyder4 Pro. There is the LED, the blue one, and here's another circle, which means that's the ambient light sensor. The ambient light sensor measures the brightness of your ambient light and will adapt your monitor brightness to a fitting level to the ambient light situation. The 8th point is TV calibration, which is an optional upgrade, now also working on a Macintosh computer. And Spyder4 Pro has now a monitor quality analysis. This is included in Spyder4 Pro as well. What does it mean? Here, the first point, you can see it has also the gamut overview, like the Spyder4 Express. But we included more. Here, the tone response curve, the brightness and the contrast, and white point at different OSD settings. It means your monitor offers you different presettings. So your desktop monitor could have a white point which is not named with the color temperature like 5000 Kelvin and 6500 and so on and so on. So it's named like white point video, white point games, white point presentation, white point whatever. So a lot of different white point settings. The same is with the tone response curve. Here it's important to measure them, all these presets, and to find out which preset is the closest to the target you need to calibrate to. So, for example, your workflow is sRGB or Adobe RGB 9098, then you know you need a Gamma 2.2. So check out the tone response curve presets on your monitor and you see that, I will give you just an example, that the video tone response curve is the closest to Gamma 2.2. and not internet or games or whatever. So then you know, okay, I just need to set my monitor first to the tone response curve video and to the best white point setting as well. And then you start your calibration. The advantage is that the corrections in the ICC profile are smaller than, and the linearization of the color primaries is smoother than ever before. This feature offers just the Spyder4 product family. Then we have the Spyder4 Elite, which is designed for photographers and the creative professionals who need to ensure maximum color control and flexibility. So let's start with the 5 bullet points like the others. And the number 6 is also the ambient light sensor, is the front projector calibration, which is included in the Spyder4, is unlimited calibration targets and specials. The Spyder4 allows you to calibrate to each gamma, to each white point, and you could even edit your tone response curve if you want, and you have the video specials. So video specials like PAL, like SECAM, like Cineon or NTSC, stuff like this. It has also the optional TV calibration with an upgrade with a Macintosh. I think I told it already. And number 10 is it calibrates multiple monitors and it allows to visual fine-tune the result in the end. This sounds a bit strange, but it's not. Just let me explain what it means. So you can see that you have some sliders, the blue, red, and the purple and green slider. Also a bit the gamma and the brightness. These sliders is really a fine tuning. That's not a visual calibration of your monitor. Why do you need that? You know that if you have a monitor or a computer system with two monitors and you want to match them, you use in the Spyder4 Elite software, it's called the Studio Match function. In the end of the calibration, the colors or the monitors, they are matched together. But if you look at both monitors at the same time, you could see that sometimes the color is not really matching. So there is a very small difference between them. This is because of human eye color perception. It means if you look in two different light sources, like a neon tube and maybe a light bulb, you will see that white has a different color. So different light sources, they have a different, what is the word? Frequency is not a good word for that. A different spectrum, that's what I meant. So, but your eye or your brain can just compensate one of these. And that's the reason why the second monitor then looks a bit different. So use the slider to match it, and this is very small correction. And then you can match them. These 10 points, and there's another 11th. It has an advanced monitor quality analysis. Advanced monitor quality analysis, yes, it's really advanced. You know the gamut thing, the tone response, the brightness contrast, the white point at different OSD settings. You saw it already in Spyder4 Pro. But now Spyder4 Elite offers the screen uniformity and the color accuracy. Screen uniformity, maybe you think, that was also in Spyder3 Elite. Yes, you're right, but we improved it. We improved it a lot. Look here. The procedure, more or less, is the same. You measure your monitor. If this is your monitor, you measure at nine spots. Here, in the middle, and on the right side. And then in the middle line, here left, in the middle, and on the right side, and the lower line, right, middle, left, middle, and the right one. And then the Spyder gives you a feedback about hotspots regarding color uniformity. So this graph here is the color uniformity of your monitor. You can see that the color differs from the middle to the lower left side. No sensor in the world can compensate that. That's impossible. But that's the reason why some of the monitors, they cost €2,500. They have a very stable color uniformity or a very equal color uniformity. And the cheaper monitors, they have a huge one. So this is the quality of the monitor. And on the right side, you can see the uniformity in luminance, which means, let's call it a vignetting issue on your monitor. Here in the middle is 0%, so the correct luminance. Of course, it's calibrated to the center. But look here, the lower right side, it's minus 10% of luminance. So you can see that there is a vignetting process with your monitor brightness. Very important to know, because of if you are work with your images here, for example, and you see maybe it's a landscape image and there is a forest here on this lower side, and under the trees you can see a bit the wooden sticks. I don't know the right English word for that. Sorry for my poor English. So there is a bit texture. Perfect. So, but here in this zone, it seems to be underexposed. Then just move your image here to the center, and if you can see texture here in this area, then so keep it and don't edit the image. Don't use Photoshop to make it brighter. So that's the feedback you can use in your post-production. And in, the monitor quality analysis also includes a color accuracy measuring tool, which means the Spyder will measure 12, 24, or 48 different available color patches. By the way, 48 available color patches. If you look at Spyder Checker, you will see that these 48 colors are included in Spyder Checker. And this shows you the quality of colors that your monitor can reproduce after the calibration. Here on the left side, you can see the LAB value of the should be, or the reference color. And here on the right side, you see the measured color in LAB as well. So you have the result in delta E. Delta E is a color difference between two colors. And just for your information, a delta E of 1.0, this is barely visible, you and me, by experienced eyes. So a normal person who's not related to post-production and so on, they wouldn't see the deviation. And in the end of the monitor quality analyzer, you have the monitor rating. So the Spyder4 Elite software gives you a feedback about the monitor's quality. In gamut, in tone response, in the white point, in the contrast, color uniformity, the luminance uniformity is here, so color is here. The color accuracy, so the differences between the reference color and the measured one, and an overall rating. This allows you to compare your different monitors, or even with the monitors of your friends, maybe in a community or something like that. So this allows you to see if your monitor is good in uniformity, for example. So I think that's a nice feature to have. Let's look again in all these updates in a very, very rough overview here. You can see that all these blue crosses here, these are the new features. And that Spyder4 family has a lot of new features. Of course, the Spyder4 Express as well. So the gamut graphing and all these spiders, they have the improved hardware with the better sensors and the most stable one, and so on and so on. So you learned it already in the beginning of this presentation. Just a quick overview about the other products. And here, by the way, tomorrow we have a webinar about camera calibration, camera and raw calibration. So if you are interested in seeing how it works, I will demo the Spyder Cube, the Spyder Checker, and the lens call directly and live on the computer, so you can see how it works. I will use a raw converter and you see how to use it. So Spyder Cube is to contrast balance your workflow, while Spyder Checker is a color balancing tool. And by the way, these both products are a perfect team together. So you can mount the Spyder Cube on top of the Spyder Checker. So you have everything together, a contrast balancing tool, and then here the color balancing tool. This is available as I think it's a combo, is a good word for that, which is called Spyder Checker Pro. So both tools are in one package. Then we have the Spyder Lens Call, which is the only tool which is not color related. This is for the sharpness of your camera and lens combination. Also, tomorrow in the webinar, I will show you how it works and how to use it. So if you are interested in deeper information, then please join the webinar tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow in the evening as well. On our website, www.datacolor.eu, click on the learning section and on the online seminars, and you can register the webinar free of charge as well. And we have the Spyder Print, which is to profile your printer. We will do webinars about Spyder Print as well, so just look and then register for these webinars as well. If you need help after this webinar, or with your Spyder, or with your workflow, and you are not sure if something is correct, what you are doing in your post-production, then color related, of course, then please ask us. That's not a problem. We have a ticket support, which is free of charge, and we are in or online in the ticket support from Monday to Friday, of course, 24 hours. We can answer your questions in English, in German, in French, in Italian, and in Spanish. The direct URL to our support system is support.datacolor.com. If you're in a rush, it's very urgent, you can also call us. That's our phone support. It's also free of charge. It's from Monday to Friday from 9 o'clock to 5:30, German or Swiss time. So we are located in Zurich, in Switzerland. That's Zurich time here. And this also in English, in German, in French, in Italian, and in Spanish. The number is, and that's not a mistake here, it's a 00 800 700 800 70. Please dial a 00 in the beginning because of this is a free of charge number from whole Europe. So very important to dial the 00. More efficient, and this is just a hint from me, is our ticket support. The reason is we can send you a manual how to do it, or even a link to a video which shows you how to solve your issue. And this is of course then easier to understand because of you can repeat it again and again and again to check out if really everything is correct or not. Just on phone we explain it and then you hang up, and afterwards I'm not sure what did he say. So that's the reason the ticket support is more safe. You got this information about this webinar here with our newsletter, and I just want to remind you about the trade-in offer, which gives you a 40 euro rebate to Spyder4 Pro if you send us your old Spyder 3 or 2 or even a foreign product from another manufacturer. If it's a calibration tool for monitors, a hardware calibration tool of course, then you will save 40 euros with the Spyder4 Pro or 50 euros for a Spyder4 Elite. And this was not a joke. All what you have to do then with a Spyder 3 or an older Spyder, just cut the USB plug and send it to us in an envelope. That's not so expensive then, just in an envelope. But the manual how to do that is of course in the PDF, which is linked with a newsletter. So now I want to get your questions. If you have some questions, please let me know. Send them to me and I will read your questions and I will answer them live. So let me check out. My little chat box here is a very small one, so I have to scroll a lot. Please be patient. The first one wrote or asked, answer me when you finish, but is it real worth changing my 3 version to the 4th? Yes, the Spyder 3, of course, is not a bad one. Definitely not. But we increased the Spyder 4, and I told you already 26% in accuracy, and that's really a lot. And remember the function of the display type adaptation. This is just able with the new hardware. It's not just the sensors and the filters which are changed. What is also changed is the firmware on the main board of the Spider. I hope that's the correct word for that. So the electronic stuff which is in the sensor. This is also improved, and so we can use the monitor type adaptation as well. Yes, we increased it, definitely. It is a pity that calibrating my Symbian Nokia E6 isn't supported. Not yet. Just submit our newsletters. We are working on further solutions. That's not a question, but I really can't say if we will support that, if it's possible, if it's physical able to do that. Maybe it's impossible. I'm not sure. So of course we have to find out. But thanks for your request. So let's look into it. Here's a question. Spyder 4 has 7 sensors. How many were there in Spyder 3? Spyder 3 also had 7 sensors, but the Spyder is the only one with 7 sensors. So that's not a new part. The new part was not the 7. The new part was that these 7 sensors are reworked or improved in accuracy, and that they are double shielded now or coated, so which means they are protected. When turning the calibration on off, does it compare the new one to the previous calibration or the original profile that came with the machine? I think you are talking about the Spider Gallery app, so on the iPad or the iPhone. This on off means it's the calibrated or the corrected colors, and off means the original colors of your iPad or your iPhone without any correction, so which is the default color. If you are talking about the Spider Proof feature in Spyder 4 Express Pro or Elite, then it's the same. On means it's the new freshly calibrated screen. Off means without any color profile, so without any correction. Can I use Spyder 3 Pro on a portable PC? So if you're really talking about Spyder 3 Pro, yes, of course, on a portable PC means a netbook, I think, or a normal laptop. Yes, of course, you can use it, and Spyder 4 Pro as well. So, which will be improved then as well because of the monitor type adaptation. After I calibrate my monitor, then do a print. The photo is dark. I also use, I have to scroll, use the Spyder Print 3, my printer, an Epson R2880. I'm quite sure that you forgot to use the ambient light feature in your Spyder 3, and again, it's also included in Spyder 4. Just use the ambient light compensation. The Spyder will measure the brightness of your ambient light and will adapt the monitor's luminance to a fitting level to your ambient light. If you are interested to learn more about that and why this is very important, then please let me invite you to our webinars about monitor calibration, so we have more time then to clarify these issues more detailed, of course. So I think, but the solution is really to use the ambient light feature. So, and a few thank yous. No further questions. Yeah, so I think everything is clarified. Then just let me thank you. Thank you for listening. And if you have some further questions, maybe tomorrow. I have the questions after a webinar. Then when everything is finished, then I forgot to ask this and this. Let us know, write us an email or contact us in our support system. Of course, we will answer all your questions. That's not a big deal for us. Just let me invite you again for our further webinars. Tomorrow we have one about camera calibration, so raw calibration. You will see how it works to raw profile or raw calibrate your contrasts and your color balance with the Spyder Cube and Spyder Checker, and what you can do to make sure that your camera and lens combination is the crispiest and sharpest ever. So just join our webinar tomorrow, and yeah. So then, thank you, and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.